성공! 12월 10일 평안북도 철산군 소해 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한 광명성 3호 2호기 위성의 발사가 성공했습니다. 위성은 예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다. 거듭 말씀드리겠습니다. 12월 12일 평안북도 철산군 소해 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한 광명성 3호 2호기 위성의 발사가 성공했습니다. 위성은 예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다.
And we're live. Thank you for Attila Yongun for giving us the news, making an introduction. Can you hear me or? Yeah, okay. I'm here with Wiko as usual and with Afonso and Ogi. We will be talking about video today. Hello everyone. How is everyone?
Hello.
Hi.
So, who wants to start? Maybe.
I can start. My name is Afonso. I've studied video in a professional course, and I've been working as a freelancer, a video freelancer, for about 2 years, I think. And I'm here I hope to have an interesting discussion.
Okay. Ogi, could you want to introduce yourself or?
Hello, my name is Ogi. Most of you probably know me as Ogi. If you don't know me, then this is how you should probably remember me. So, unlike Rui and Afonso, I have a bit different path. I finished civil engineering faculty, and then right after I finished it, I went into more of a photo path, and then continuing with video, and now I'm doing something totally different. And I'm here to share a side of view that is a bit more not professional video, but I'm here to explain that even though you didn't have any experience before with that, you can maybe try this out as an option for your career and a hobby, whatever you want to say.
Okay. For me, it's like I've finished my faculty in audiovisual and multimedia maybe almost 2012, so I guess 8 years ago. Been working as a freelancer since then, doing all kinds of different things, not only on video but also in communication most of the times. But I've done a lot of videos in the last year, so I think I can maybe share some of the process. And I will start exactly with the process. So I'm just gonna throw some ideas and we will discuss them. Also, if people have comments and questions and so on, just like the Attila Yongun said, you should share it with us. We will read it and answer them. Basically, but my first question was how do you come up with ideas for new videos? I don't know who wants to start. How is the creative process like?
Okay. So, well, for me, the first answer is it depends.
Okay.
Sometimes the idea can come up really in advance before I start to do videos, and sometimes I'm if I'm shooting events, I don't know if that's the word, projects videos, and
Yep.
I can start shooting without any idea of what I'm going to do, and slowly the idea starts to appear in my mind. But sometimes it happens that 1 month before I have this idea that I want to do and I start to think about it. So I think it really depends on what kind of video it is. For me.
Okay. Ogi, do you
For me, I would say that most of the ideas that I did or that I implemented in certain videos that I made is I think of something and I find that, I don't know, project video or any other video is a cool way to actually try it out.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes, for sure.
When you say
so it's
project
kind
videos,
of-
you mean like when we have a youth exchange or
Yes,
normally
yes, so
and something maybe I guess most people that are watching would know, but the three of us have been doing a lot of videos of these type of events like in the last I don't know 2-3 years. So just to give that note to they know what we're talking about. So it's a good way to experiment. You were saying.
yeah, so yeah, I think for me the video doing videos or shooting them, editing them is mostly about trial and error. Most of it error, but I guess that's the point of it. So trying out something that I think of or that I see somewhere else and I try to recreate it. So yeah, I think actually just doing it, it's the best way to figure it out. So give yourself a reason to try it, and I think from there, most of it comes.
But yeah, that's an interesting point. I feel like that, like the project videos, if we are talking about that, it's a really good space because we have so much freedom to try
Mm-hmm.
and new ideas and fail, and that's
And a lot
I
of
mean
people
that's
available as well. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's been really
exactly.
good. That's been really good for improving the skills, I think.
okay, uh, yeah. So basically, you would say like in projects you've been working more like in a guerrilla way. You don't actually go the week before like I'm gonna do this, or you end up there and you like see what's happening and shoot and then think about what you will put in the video. I guess that's at least I did it like that for a long time.
No, yeah,
Sometimes you try to think a bit more, like if the project asks for something more elaborate. But when it's an event, like you said, I would say that's how I go as well.
okay.
Yeah, go.
No, I had a question for you, like, and for you, Augie, as well. You've been working as like a freelancer for a long more time than we do, so we've done a really lot of videos. So
Mm-hmm.
there is this thing. How do you keep creative? How do you stay creative?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when you are shooting so many videos, you find some tricks that that you can get into, and then
Yeah,
it
sometimes
gets hard.
I don't know. For me, sometimes it's good not to do anything for a few weeks or I don't know
Yeah.
months or months. Maybe it's too much because I need to eat. But so, but but yeah, sometimes it's good to turn off and just like come back with a fresh mind. I think with a fresh look on things. Also, to watch a lot of things and different things and also keep up and like stay up with what is being done at the moment or like new possibilities with the equipment with techniques. I don't know, like
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
it's complete. Yeah,
for me, I would say the breaks are the best way to restart your creativity because I don't like. So, for example, before I started doing this, I had this photo project, basically documenting people on the streets of Belgrade, and I was doing it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was my project. It was my little thing that I didn't. I'm not saying that this is the original idea, but it was something that I had my mind, my time, my
mm-hmm.
growing skills invested in it. And at some point, it started to be a bit more popular, I would say. So there was a lot of people following it. There was traditional media, so talk shows, news, magazines, stuff like this. They started to report on it. So it started to gain a lot of traction. And so my ideal thing was to post once a day with a new story, new photos, everything. And at some point, my photo project came across a producer of cameras, and they wanted me to represent their brand. They were willing to give me all the equipment that I wanted, and so every time I took a photo, I would post, oh, this photo was taken with this and this camera, blah blah blah. So basically promoting. I was really up for it. I really loved the brand. So it was good. But at some point, I had this little voice in my head back here saying, oh, you have to follow the contract, you have to follow the agreement, you have to post. It was forced. So for me, I would say that if it's forced, it's not as organic. I was absolutely thrilled by the fact that I had this I had my back from a huge brand, huge world brand. So they I
You
had
can say
all
the brand if you want. It's okay.
no, but they don't deserve it anymore.
Okay.
But what I want to say, if it's forced in this way, I think that it's like this little voice bothers me. But if you have like a little bit time to breathe, if you have a vacation, whatever it is, and you come back, you miss it a bit, you start working on it again, and it's kind of the contrast between working and not working is, I think, the best for my creativity.
Yeah, that like actually, that sounds like a dream. Like you have a company giving you the equipment you need, and it's like it's amazing because we all know that the equipment is the hardest part most of the times to start, to have a good equipment, because it's not cheap. But how do you see it? Like for me, that when I finished the university, it was like the scenario was completely different. It was even worse. Like the way I feel is that with the years, it's getting much more accessible, easier to use. It's cheaper also in a way. You can get really good quality with not so expensive material. Like how do you see that? How do you feel about that specific?
I would say
topic?
that social media is going to become new traditional media.
Okay.
I don't think that I need to elaborate a lot, because I think we are all seeing this, especially with this quarantine. I would say that everybody who has internet access has an email. He can register to whatever, YouTube, Instagram, whatever other platform, and just if there is a will, I think that the camera that I have on my phone is much better than the one that I had to use.
Definitely better
yeah,
than
for
the one
sure.
I used in the university.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's the thing. I think the good part about it is that who really enjoys videography or photography, it can get access to really cheap material that maybe it's not so good as the
Pro one, yeah.
top stuff, but it has the necessary for you to learn the skills and to improve. So you can, you know, when you get access to the top stuff, you know how to do it, you know how to use it. So it's easier today to learn. Like you have so much tutorials on the internet, like everything. If you really want to, you can. You
Yeah,
can
and
do
the
it.
whole process is much simpler. Like
Yes, of course.
we were using cassettes and DV cams, and I think I never used the Betacam actually, but it was almost an option, because I think
And we are not even
year
talking
before,
about the how do you say it, the
film.
before that, the film.
Yeah.
So it's good. I think that part is good, but of course it
Like
has.
you have to record it to the cassette and then put the cassette, connect it to the computer, capture it for 1 hour that you filmed, and then like it was much
But,
more complicated.
But
Yeah.
what would you say? What would you say is going to happen with the fact that basically everybody and their mom can come and post something on internet, and the amount of stuff that is processed daily on the biggest social media? So how do you as a viewer, or how do you as a creator present your work that is something that is worth of somebody's time. Then we have like goldfish attention span where,
Yeah.
if we don't like something in 3 seconds, you're like, oh, that's it, done, next video, next post.
But I find that somewhat democratic. Like everyone can put what they do on to accessing that to everyone on the internet, so everyone can see it. And and if people like it, the video will get the views and will get the
The
rewards.
attention, yeah.
So I think it's more democratic, because before that, only a certain amount of people had access to expose their work to the world. So for me, that's
It's
a good
like
thing.
I think you have advantages and disadvantages. I go with Afonso with this. I think it's more democratic and it's more accessible to everyone. It's not in the hands of elite. On the other hand, you
But don't you
also
think that
create too much stuff, and you can get the good work to be lost in the stream of information or something. But I think I prefer it like that. Like
Yeah.
if you
No, I think we are on the same page here. But what I want to say is, I don't think that let's say traditional media is staying silent to this. So they are catching the drift. They have much, like, people who actually understand how the system works a bit better. So I would say that one person, it takes a bit more luck than actual quality to go and get through,
to get noticed, and
yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's always luck. Even before, when you had you also needed some luck to. You always need luck, I guess, but
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
and it's not even that.
But-
Like that disadvantage, it existed before. Like you can lose some good work in the middle of the ocean of videos, but before, probably a lot of talented people couldn't afford to.
so you were losing a lot of quality work anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
basically.
it's better like that, I think.
Yeah, and also traditional media. Do we actually need traditional media now?
No.
That's another point. Like, you want to get noticed, you actually don't need to get on TV. And I mean, it's still where a lot of people are, but I think less and less people are on TV.
I think it's gonna be very, very similar. Similar situation to video kill radio star.
Exactly. YouTube
So
killed
it's gonna
TV.
it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. But still, people are gonna go from work to home in their car at 5 o'clock, and everybody's gonna be fighting for 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock slot for radio, even though it's not something that everybody listens to. It's gonna be 8 o'clock news, or depending on the demographic, depending on what you want. So
it should continue to exist. I think it's important that we have somebody who curates and chooses stuff, and so it's not completely. So stupid shit is not completely massified. Let's say, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like instead of having the news at 8, you would have a YouTube video. YouTubers are trying to blow up a bottle of Coca-Cola or something. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm wondering, does Wiko have any input to this?
Yeah.
As a viewer, like I bet you consume a lot of videos. So
I do actually, but still you can sort out what you're interested in. So that's good that you don't have to wait for a specific time in the TV, so your show will go on, but you can check it out, what's important, what do you like, and just receive the good information. But don't expect too much input from me during this call, because I'm gonna check the comments, and actually I'm gonna gain the knowledge from you, because I'm here not like I have to be, but I actually like the topic and I like to be a little bit more informed than the average maybe, so I'm learning now.
What would you say now, when Wiko mentioned this and when we were talking? So how do you look at advertisement that is now on YouTube, or or wherever? How do you think the monetization will work with internet? And because what I saw is like, okay, people at certain point they're watching TV, there was no commercials, and there was all state-run media, blah blah blah. So at some point, the private TV stations, whatever, they started producing more radio. It doesn't have to be only TV, and they decided, oh, we have to fund this somehow, and then they started putting in commercials, and now we have cable TV where you can basically skip through or go back, whatever. And also you have ad block on YouTube, you have sponsorships, this and that. How do you think this will go with video? How?
I don't know. you start seeing a lot, like you have you have product placement, for example. It's a good way to. So my video is already like a review or an unboxing video. It's basically an advertisement to a product. So
but for
there
me,
are options, like I guess.
If I'm interested in a certain product and watch the unboxing, for me it would be okay. This is something that I want to learn, but what it is that you have two videos at the beginning of a YouTube video, one at the end, one at the middle, or something like this, with something that somebody decided you were probably gonna like or find interesting.
And they are getting shorter, so they are getting like 10 seconds advertising, if video advertising if needed, so they can get your attention. That's really interesting
for me to be
it
honest,
also shows huge ones like that I skip all the time, but
but for me the best ones are the 5-second ones.
The
5-second ones is that this is how much you have to watch before you can skip. If you can convey your information, I don't mind.
I guess.
But don't you think they know that? I think they know that. They know they have 5 seconds to sell your products, and then probably you're going to skip it, and they shoot it.
But you always had that, like.
You know?
I mean, okay, you didn't have that when you had one TV station or one radio, but the moment you started having 3 or 4, it's the same. Like the commercial start, and you just you zap to some other channel, and that's it, and check what else is going on.
And that happened with the radio, like you had advertising, like with the voice. The TV, you have advertising, like 20 minutes. So
it's
not a new
cyclical,
thing.
I guess. It will.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's just
a different
changing. Yeah.
A different how do you say
platform.
Channel, I guess.
Yeah.
I had one question. What was the question? Like, so because of this the equipment and a lot of this YouTube, you see people working alone, and we also work alone most of the time. What do you think? It's a video one-man show or teamwork?
I think it depends.
Okay.
For what you are going to do.
Everything depends, yeah.
No, but it depends on what are you going to do. If you want to do an event video, I think it's a one-man show practically.
To be honest, I really do enjoy working with other people. I really do see it as an advantage because
creatively,
because I think that 3 heads are smarter than one, especially if one is my head. So I really do like. So this, for example, my favorite part with working with you, specifically also previous videos or previous project, is that the way that ideas fly, and it can start at one part, and for example, you say it, I like it, and then it evolves, and I think this is a huge part, this brainstorming. And I think it's a very good thing. But also, I can see why somebody would like to do it by themselves in order to do their idea the way they want, specifically how they want, with methods
to maximize profit, etc.
Yeah.
But Ogi, don't you think like if you are making an event video and you have like 6 days to finish it, that it's like if you have more people with you, like in the editing stuff and in the shooting, that it can get more trickier.
There will be more discussion, and
like
you have to keep the deadline and so on.
If it's a narrative, an advertising or a movie, you have time to think about it. So then I think it's. But in an event video, you have to just do it.
That can exactly. I think at different stages of the making of the video, I would prefer either to work alone or with somebody.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, but even editing, I could see it as a collaborative process. That is, if we have pre-organized, predetermined, oh, you do this part, or you do the effects, I will do the editing, and then we will.
Yeah, sure. If you have an idea behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It depends
guess.
a lot. But I say most of the time I've been working by myself. So
I want to see and ask people who are watching if they had any experience, and if they have their own opinion about working in team or alone, what they would prefer and in which situations.
yeah. And
If-
actually, Vika,
if anything.
if there are any comments or just interrupt us, tell us.
Nothing yet. If
No?
there will be comments, I'm gonna scream.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, live format is an amazing format. And
Yeah,
I,
this has been a good adventure this week.
because, for example, this could have easily been us just hanging out on Zoom, talking, discussing, and nobody would be able to know if. But I want to test us. I want you to test us if we're actually doing this live. In order to,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can ask us a question and we can maybe answer it.
It would be funny if we weren't.
Yeah.
Actually.
Like in South Park, it's like a double bluff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, this live is like new for me. It's been an experiment. I had never done this before. To do this for a week, it's interesting. And it's like it's the same. It goes back to the same. Like this 8 years ago, or when I finished university, to do this, like
Yeah,
the amount
was-
of equipment I would need to do this thing, and what I'm using now, it's insane. Like there's no comparison possible. Yeah, in terms of equipment, I think we're way better off than we used to be.
Oh, we have a question.
Okay, perfect.
Nico is so surprised, like impossible.
One of Rui's cousins, Leonor. A question.
My mom, but
If you
okay. Yeah, question. Tell me.
Please, Nico.
It's-
Concentrate.
if you work alone most of the time, how do you make up to keep update? How do you make to keep update?
Okay. To keep update. Okay, I'm not sure.
If you work alone most of the time, how do you make to keep update?
I guess to stay up to the new trends and so on, I would say YouTube.
Yeah,
A lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch other creators.
YouTube and Vimeo, I guess.
Yes, watch other ideas. Watch a lot of tutorials.
Read a lot of
Yeah.
articles about the new equipment that is getting out.
Also, like you follow some pages that I don't know, basically about equipment, because I think equipment is what actually enables you to do something different, like or let's say some things that you could always do, but there's some things that you actually, something new comes out and like, oh, now I can do something else, like
No,
I
but
know,
what I would say,
like drones, for example. Like I don't know, when drones became accessible, like a few, maybe 2-3 years ago, it's a game changer. Like like the things you can do. Like
The thing is, you have game changers now every.
every 3 months or
year.
6
It's
months.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's true.
But I would say that the yes, the equipment is allowing you, and it is the tool that is allowing you to tell your story. But if you look at it, if you look at it, at the basic core and the bottom line of it, that the processes did not change as much. I mean, yes, it's
No.
easier. It's easier to bring a little toy with propellers in the air and film it, compared to a whole helicopter that you have to pay X amount of euros to rent. But oh yeah, I want an aerial shot.
That translates into actually having the possibility to do that. Like
Yeah, I'm
for
just saying
everyone.
that-
Like
To do your vision, I think. Yeah.
to have more options, I guess, because I don't know, like a kid, like a 16-year-old kid now can get out of high school and he can get a drone somehow, like work for the summer job, or he can get all the equipment he wants. And when I came out of high school, it was not like that. I don't know. It was the options were much limited for me at that time. And not only with equipment, like the amount of things that software could do, etc. Like the possibilities are I wouldn't say endless, but almost like.
But like in the end, don't you think that what counts? You can have all the material in the world, but what counts is the idea behind it.
Of course.
If you have a bad idea and you have the best drone in the world, it will be a bad video in the end.
Yeah, you can be Michael Bay having all this.
But the thing is,
exactly.
Imagine you have the best idea, but you can't do it because the way your idea has to be done, you don't have the possibility yet. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you have to I guess you have to compromise.
Would you prefer to have amazing equipment and zero ideas, or amazing ideas and zero equipment?
Yeah,
actually, which video would be better?
No, but really, so I know, for example,
it would be better to have amazing ideas always, like because you can always.
Probably all of us have these videos on YouTube popping out. It's like pro chef, amateur ingredients, and amateur chef pro ingredients. Like making a $5 omelet versus making a
500.
200. Something like this.
How to make hamburgers at 5 a.m.
That could be an interesting video, actually.
I think that calls for most of frugality there is.
I don't know.
But I think video is a thing where you have to compromise most of the times. It's I don't know. I think you never get your idea that you see in your head in the video. That's kind of impossible. But
again,
you have to find creative ways to get to the point where your idea is on the screen. I think.
I would like to ask people to send their the videos, like amazing videos that they know. Maybe we could have a look at it. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do it during the live, but maybe to have an input of some ideas how to share it.
And maybe I would share one of our videos now, and we can comment on it. Like who wants to go first?
What?
And comment the process.
Set it up first.
Set what up?
Rui is going to play it, Afonso.
I will play the video. So.
You're going to play mine?
Yes, the one you said you would like me to play, and we can talk about the process behind it after. It's okay?
In some of them, there are my drone shots.
I think this one...
Wiko can do it, you can do it.
Thanks.
About drones, we had an amazing conversation yesterday, but and like we said, like everyone will, if they try to fly a drone, crash a drone. Ogi has a lot of experience as well.
Yeah.
But
I think I have the most.
I don't know.
I think so. I crashed the drone once, it survived, and I remember Wiko laughing very much. And then I did like a very big oopsie.
But, you crashed one once.
It was a painful point in my history, so I would not like to go into that.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna play
a lot of money.
Afonso's video then. It's okay?
Yeah.
I'm seeing with a little bit of delay, but okay.
You won't see it now. It will just play home, but anyway.
Okay.
Just 1 second, and
but life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I don't want to live alone. Hey, God knows, got to make it on my own. So baby, can't you see? I've got to break free. I've got to break free. I want to break free. Yeah. I want to break
And that's it. Amazing video for this case. It was a project of KA2 of Lithuania, where CG was a partner, and Afonso was the mastermind behind this video. So you want to tell us more about the process? Like, I saw that there is a question. Somebody was asking, like, do you have to think of ideas, or they just pop into your minds? We already had this discussion, but I think it's a good. How did it come up to do that thing, like in the video, with the group
Okay.
and everything?
Well, when I didn't have any idea when I started shooting that project actually, but I knew I wanted to do something for the intro.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to shoot the sessions and slowly try to find some idea. And actually, almost in the end, I had this idea come up to my mind that I wanted to do a long shot without like a shot
Like a
without cuts.
continuous shot, yeah.
Yeah, continuous shot. And then it was a matter of discussing ideas. I discussed it with you,
Mm-hmm.
and in the end, like it's funny, like what we were talking about before. What I had in my mind, it didn't end up in the intro because I had to compromise. I didn't had I mean the
Can't remember
material
exactly
to do
what
what I
was
wanted
the
to do,
yeah.
nor the people. Yeah. So I had to find creative ways to get there, and I
Mhm.
think in the end we had that. And the rest of the video, I wanted to give more emphasis to one of the participants that I end up with, because it's because he was such a strong character in the project,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then you play with that stuff like the strongest characters in there, the moments that were funny, because in the end that's for the participants to feel something, you know. That's
Yeah.
what you want to get. So that's my process for that video.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree with this. If you remember the video with Kevin, so
Mhm.
it just came the fact that he's gonna be the main character of the story. It was there. It was in front. This is something that you cannot plan.
Yeah, exactly. You can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hey,
don't know.
meanwhile, Nati is saying hi, and
Oh, hi, Nati.
she's writing that I had a chance to work on a video with Fonsi. For
Oh.
me, it was a great experience and a lot of fun. I think we managed to work together well, and hopefully, he thinks that too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like in these projects, we also try. It's also okay. We have to do this video. It's a way of promoting the project, and it's, but we try to include the participants, or we try to give tasks to the participants on different levels, and one of them is the multimedia part. So, like from our projects in the projects we've been doing in the last year, we try to do a media team, and like to have them even in this project that we showed, that there was also some vlogs that they did by themselves, and and so on. So it is an opportunity also, like if you're into the media and to video and photos, and to get involved and to come to our projects, because we will definitely need your help as well.
And as you said before, that the good equipment is pretty expensive, and not everybody can use it or can have it. So this is a pretty cool opportunity. If you want to try out your skills or learn something new, you can do it with almost the best equipment possible, because
we have invested in it. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Ogi, do you want to share your video, or?
Yeah, can be. I mean, you can share it for me.
Okay, or do you want to go deeper into this topic? Actually, the music, for example, like in this video, you used Queen, which sounds a bit crazy that we managed to do that, but it's also an amazing thing of the time we live. Like we can use Queen in a video, and it's not the end of the world. Like it's like somehow YouTube allows us to use this artists, okay, with some compromise. Like they will put ads on our videos. The money from those ads will go to the artists, etc. But
also it's the fact that we are NGOs, and it's for a non-profit purpose. It also helps.
Maybe I don't know, but by
This
policy,
is all part of the
YouTube
fair
allows
use,
you to use this.
Yeah, if even for people who are watching, if they want, you can go to YouTube Music Policies, and they can try to find songs
you can
that
Google
they like,
whatever song you like,
and check if they can use it. Yeah.
Sometimes it will be blocked
Sometimes
in some
it's
countries,
possible.
not in the others. Sometimes it will put ads on your. Sometimes it will be completely free, which is
also what we do. I would just want to
incredible.
mention. So what I want to mention, that is also most of the videos that we done was the songs that we bought off of YouTube Music Library, or I don't know what's the name of the
from Envato,
platforms.
you can also from Audio Jungle. We took a lot of them in the future.
So we actually paid for songs.
Yeah, of course, for some of them, yes. Like, but lately it's easier and easier to use songs that everybody knows, and that have much more are more attractive, let's say, and without being illegal, let's say, which is cool. Okay, so I'm going to show
Metallica songs.
Okay, one more question.
Okay,
Diana's asking that when you are being very creative about the video, but you are not respecting the requirements that someone gave you, what are you doing?
Okay.
This is a thin line, I would say.
It's like, I guess if you're working for a client, then it's like you should stick up to what the client wants, because it's okay, unless he wants something completely stupid. You should also be able to have the let's say it's frankly the balls to go to him. It's like, that will not work, and to kind of educate the client a bit, but or at least that's how I see it. But you should stick to the point of, you should not just do the video you want for you. It's also for the people who pay for it and the people who will watch it, I guess.
But I think this part of like video work for clients, because also like we said, you have to eat. I think people underestimate the value of diplomacy.
Yeah.
Not only in video making, but in a lot of jobs actually, but also in video making. Right now in my job, I think it's like, let's say, highly technical job with technical knowledge, math, whatever, but people underestimate the needs for diplomacy, because I know that some guys are amazing, very smart. They could probably beat me in any kind of mind game, like. But sometimes I see that they are not actually approaching the problem in a diplomatic way, because sometimes you don't agree and stuff like this. But you need to. There's this. It's very.
Yeah, you need to be able to explain. Like if it's not just like, I don't want to do it because I don't like it, or it's like. Yeah. You should know if it will work or not, and work on that, like to explain the. I think at least that's how I see it.
I think
Very
actually-
hard, very few times I had to do something. I was like, okay, this is completely retarded. I don't know why I'm doing this. It happens sometimes, of course, but most of the times I try to explain the client or the person who asked me for the video that I think it's better this way.
And I think the clients understand that you are the one who's professional. You know how will it look. You know what should be there, and he should listen to you. If you say something is totally complete retardness, then they should know that okay, if he says that it's bullshit, then it's bullshit.
Yeah, maybe not to go, not to say to the guy, okay, that's retarded. That makes no sense. But to be diplomatic, like Doggy was saying, like to know how to say things.
And I think sometimes it's good to make a break. Like I don't know if it happened to you, but it happened to me. To have done some videos, and then I had the review to change something, and I was emotional attached to it because I was working long hours. So I found out that the best way is to make a break, go for a coffee, and then get back. And sometimes the client is right. It's like, okay, it's right. I was wrong. I was like attached to it. It happened. I don't know if it happened to you.
For me, it happened that I did some way and they didn't like it. They asked for changes. I do the changes, and it was like, oh, we prefer the better one.
It has happened also too. I think
I
everybody.
I think it's
it was better before. Okay, thank you. That's a drama like dealing.
Yeah,
with
but I do
changes.
understand what Afonso is saying, because I think that this job of video making, or it's highly emotional in a way that you do put part of yourself, your ideas, your time, everything in there, and it does hurt. It does hurt
Of course.
when you have to change it. But ultimately, you need to understand that if it's your video, it's fine. Like that somebody says they don't like it, you keep it the way you like it. But if it's somebody paying, asking for it, you have to ultimately follow the instructions of a client, even though you don't agree with it.
Okay, I'm gonna play your video now, and Ogi's video. There's a project by Obczanski Spolok, and be right back.
Sinna
Yep, that would be it. Start up your career in multimedia was a project by Obczanski Spolok, 2018, was it? I think.
Probably,
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, do you want to comment on the creative process on this?
Yeah, so I think for me it was one of the favorite projects that I've been part of, mainly because I saw so many young people who actually didn't have any previous experience, or very little previous experience. And so basically the project had 2 parts. So one part was entrepreneurship, or so how would they start their own business, and second part was multimedia, how they would start their own multimedia business, or whatever you want to call it. What it was that they actually, first part of the project, they were creating their own businesses, ideas, etc. And the second part was actually commercial for that business. So what I will say that was very interesting for me is that, like I said, they had very little or no previous experience, and they actually managed to put these videos out and present it to everybody. We had a little like film festival. They had their own awards that were given out during this time, and it was actually very, very interesting the way that they approached. I really, before that, I didn't have any expectations, but once they started to actually show me the videos, ask for my questions, I was like trying to have minimal input, because I didn't want my own previous experience, my own previous box. I didn't want to put them in that box, so they would be constrained, but they actually went wild and made amazing stuff, really amazing stuff. And I was really surprised by the ideas and the actual implementation and final product. So yeah, I would say, and from that, so interestingly, from that project, I know that most of the people that were there have a further connection with Erasmus and further experience. They went for solidarity, volunteering projects. They helped us with videos, shooting, editing, whatever. So it's very, very nice.
Okay, and about the video you did, like, how was your creative process on that, actually?
So I would say that
if you can define it. Like.
Yeah, it's, for me, what I would say is that I felt like they did a better job than me. I like this
actually,
project.
I do have to say, in that video, there's a lot of shots that you didn't do, actually. They were done by them, right?
So yeah.
You integrated them in your team to help you out with that, I guess.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I would say this project was mostly run and gun, seeing what was happening, but what was happening was purely amazing.
Okay.
And I wanted to keep it part of that. We had a lot of fun. I think that young people were really free-spirited, and they didn't, I guess they were making the video, so they're kind of used to the camera all the time being there, so they were not very stiff towards somebody filming. But yeah, I think the biggest part was that we're having so much fun, very spontaneous, and that showed, I would say, in the video. And it was a fun 10 days, nice weather. So what's there more to ask for, to be honest?
Okay. Do you have any more questions, Wiko?
Nope.
Nobody wants to know anything.
There's 900 people watching and nobody wants
They
to
know everything, maybe.
Who knows? Okay. I don't know. Where can we go with this? Wait. I'm thinking like other topics we had. Maybe I will just show mine and go with that, I guess. And comment on that as well. Okay. This is also a project by Obczanski Spolok in the same location, actually. I just realized that. And it's I'll talk about it after.
On this new morning, get rid of sorrow, never hold it back. We are moving forward. We are stepping up. Sometimes we fall, but we'll never stop. We're always chasing our tomorrow. We're always looking forward. We're always chasing our tomorrow. We're always looking forward. We'll be strong and wild, full of power every single day. After rain comes sunshine, lights the fire, showing us the way. We are moving forward. We are stepping up. Sometimes we fall, but we'll never stop. We're always chasing our tomorrow. We're always looking forward. We're always chasing our tomorrow. We're always looking forward. We're always chasing our tomorrow. We're always looking forward.
Okay, we're back. Yeah, so that was Animated Education, project by Obchansky Spolok. I think also maybe 2018, 17, I'm not sure.
I think it was 2017.
Maybe 17 actually. Okay, I'm that old. Yeah, so I brought this video because we knew what we were talking about, but to say that the ideas also come from the situation where you're at. Like, and I remember at this time it was like Game of Thrones was in the hype of the hype, the peak of the peak, and probably some season was about to end or something. And we arrived to this to Slovakia, to Počuvadlo, and it was like snow everywhere. Like it looked like it was asking for that scene of I don't know, do something with White Walkers and those type of things. But it was from the moment we arrived there, I was like, oh, what will I do? And that's it. And it was cool because you managed to actually have the available people to do things with you. So ideas flow like that. Yeah, with the equipment we had, maybe not the most amazing equipment ever, but the drone was already working, and you could do some stuff. Which leads me to the question of like editing.
I just wanted to say.
You have a question, or?
Yeah. Marek is asking that which cameras and lens do you use for videos and photos also?
Okay. We normally are working with Sony cameras. I think I was using Canon for a long time, and then I changed. We're basically using Sony A7s, Alpha 7 III now. I think some of these videos are maybe done with the Alpha 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
The-
try to
the
keep
last
up. And
two, the last two were done with the Alpha 2.
Alpha 2, okay. Yeah,
And,
it's a different story.
I had a question for you as well, because
Mm-hmm.
regarding the video. In the Game of Thrones sequence, did you get there, see the snow and planned the sequence, or you just brought the people to the snow and start shooting like
No, I
whatever?
don't think so. I think I went out and I went looking for, or I thought like, how could we make this work? I made a more or less of a plan, but then it was
Okay.
all like, yeah, people were actually waiting in the cold, being
Yeah.
miserable for their lives
Can
and stuff like
imagine.
that. But
But okay, yeah, you planned. It was not
I
made
planned
up
the
in
sequence more or less. Also, some part like the part where they are walking, where they are when it starts, like they are walking in the snow. It was because we did a hike in the snow. We decided to do that, so it's footage from there. But yeah, it was more or less planned, but not to the detail. And
Yeah.
had some colleague operating the drone, and I was like putting the cameras in place and like how do you say, directing them in a way, like now start running from there, and like this basically, and shouting to the drone guy like film is, I don't know, it was a bit it was not the most organized process ever, but it worked for what we were trying to do.
What came into my mind when you were showing this video? So basically, we are now, so just to explain to people, we are now in a Zoom call, so a Zoom meeting, and it's four of us. And for me, how much do you think this live broadcasting is gonna be part of the video? Like, because I think so. I have some experience with video, but I don't think that this would go as smoothly as you do it. So, how much of actual practice, knowing of the program, how it's all connected, whatever, is there?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I went looking. Like I thought, oh, maybe we should do this. Why not? And I think I just wanted a tool to record my screen. So I downloaded this software, this OBS Studio, which is what I'm using. And then I realized, oh, this is actually easy to set up and live stream. So I think I live streamed some video games, like playing video games like 2 or 3 times, like as a joke. Not even public, just unlisted, like to check later how it worked.
To try it out.
And I watch a lot of tutorials and just sort of try to understand how it works. I'm still not a superstar on this, like not even close, but it's not super complicated. Like, and also like I guess it follows the rules of like live editing in a studio, like traditional TVs. And okay, I had some experience with that on university, and I guess it was easy to transpose in a way.
Yeah. My question would be like, do you think this is going to be a needed skill for companies having their own Facebook marketing campaigns, lives, especially in time like this?
Maybe, I don't know. To be honest,
I mean, I understand that this question is more abstract, but
it's like.
No, but I think.
Yeah.
No,
go on. You say something.
No, I think everything is advancing so fast that it's getting really hard to predict really what it's going to be neat or not. Like, it's so fast, we don't even know. Like, as you said it before, in every year there is a game change in the market, so we don't know actually what is happening in 10 years.
True.
Like,
you don't have to know, just to know how to adapt to the new situation.
no, yeah, but it's
probably one of the best skills is to be adaptable. Like
and that's a really important skill nowadays, because everything is so fast that you have to be a fast learner, or then you get
adoptable.
Lost. Yeah.
According to a big board guy who I know, it's adopt.
I think you split something.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Jumping to to that topic, like the future of video, or I don't know, the platforms are immense. I don't know, like you have TikTok, you have YouTube is already not even that established, or Facebook. People are not even in Facebook anymore. It's just new things pop up all the time.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I really, to be honest, if you ask me, I really don't like TikTok. The
Yeah.
concept of it.
Yeah.
But
to
who
be
am I
honest,
to ask
I have
if
not tried it. I have not been adoptable
Yeah,
that
but
much.
what I want to say is like, who am I to say something if the market reacts in a way that it's booming and it's
Mhm.
unstoppable right now? I don't know what's going to happen for it to totally disappear. Also, we have a concept of vines, which I really don't. I know that it's not existent anymore, but I do not know the story behind it.
Yeah, it became like those few second videos, like it's a bit like stories, but they were. I think it was also like 15 seconds or something like that.
It is
I think
like
it was
Vines,
7.
though. It's not like Vines.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there
that's
was
what.
the Vine thing, but then died. I don't know why.
But I think they just decided to delete the app. They closed it for some reason. I'm not sure why or how.
Or they were bought by
Uh-huh.
someone, no?
Yeah, maybe by TikTok. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying
Maybe,
No,
yeah.
crazy.
no
Actually, I
idea.
don't know.
But what I
It's a
wanted to
whole
say is
other
that
world of industry.
yeah, what I wanted to say is that I noticed that during this quarantine, like people became huge all of a sudden because of TikTok. You know, everybody was bored in a house bored, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they started making videos and became.
Yep.
I think even before it was famous, but I think during this quarantine, it just gave TikTok a platform and gave it a push that it needed to just go into top applications, top
Yeah, I think it was
media.
mostly a thing for teenagers, and now I also have like friends like me, 30 something, doing
Yeah.
the
Oh, you want to say old?
stupid
Okay.
hand challenges, and I don't know, like doing those things. Like, but yeah, I haven't played with it. I'm not I'm not sure how it works. I mean, so maybe I will try it if I get bored. I don't have anything to do,
Yeah.
but yeah, or even to try to understand and reach other
But
people.
from what I understood, people have like proper setups where they have a phone, which is whatever, but they
Mhm.
do record it on their phone, they edit it on their computer, post
Yeah.
it, they like have lighting that I never saw in my life. So
Yeah.
it's like real life high production goes into actually doing these small videos that are shot in
But I
like
think
vertically or whatever. It's not
Mm-hmm.
But I
something
think
that
that
we are
happens
used
all
to.
the time. Like when it's a new platform that is getting hype, like Vines, for example. In the Vine thing, there were a lot of people that were putting high-end material to it and really planning, and then it died. So it doesn't really
Yeah, that guy
mean
that did
that
all
it's going to
the
be
like
the.
magic tricks or something, like the Zach
Yeah,
King,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
I think he started with Vines as well, no?
Not sure, not
Yeah,
sure, but I know that he
I think so.
transitioned into like he has his whole team doing this.
Yeah, but it's amazing. Like in that case, like if you bring more people, you could probably do more crazy stuff. Like
Yeah, I think it's what we
yeah,
do. You do with the platforms that are available. That matters.
But I have a feeling that everything just ends up on YouTube. Like, okay, you become famous on like not everything, but most of it. But I know that, for example, you had this. It was Vine-tastrophe or something like this when they canceled Vine and everybody went into YouTube.
mm-hmm.
And immediately they had this huge following of kids or whoever, I don't care, but they just became that and even bigger on YouTube. So YouTube gave them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think also Instagram is very.
Yeah.
We had an actual big case in Portugal now during this quarantine, like
Oh yeah.
a guy doing Instagram lives and every night at 11 o'clock, and you have, I don't know, thousands of people watching, and doing nothing, just like sitting with his friends and
Yeah.
talking, and
The hype of
but
it was
super
like
interesting, like in a way, yeah. The hype, yeah, you were saying.
no, the hype of it was like the number. It was 175,000
Yeah, in the last episode
people
there was
watching.
175,000 people watching
Yes.
Instagram live.
Yeah.
Almost like
Torture.
our meetings.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
They almost managed to beat us.
Yeah, man. Everybody's saying now that we are doing their thing, but actually they got into our email servers of the CGE and stole the idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
Took all
And
the
like,
viewers.
and I have
Confirm,
one
yeah. Sorry,
another
go.
question because of that, like the future. We are talking about the kind of the future
Yeah.
of the video and the technology. What do you think about the virtual reality stuff and the 360, which
Yeah.
are combined, of course? But because, like, I don't know if you know about the Lion King movie.
Okay.
Like, the director of photography, the guy who is in charge of the framing and the lighting,
Okay.
was doing that with the virtual reality glasses. So they were in the studio, and he was controlling the lights in a universe in the virtual reality, inside the virtual reality. So
That
that's
sounds
wild.
crazy.
Like, that's crazy. So it's a question. Like, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be the future of video, film, a new a new thing, not like a replacer, but a new stuff going on?
I think maybe it's still not super accessible. I think.
Yeah, no, of course.
I'm gonna sound very
Conservative.
but yeah, I do not enjoy the whole virtual reality.
I've never actually tried with the proper environment, like like you have control of stuff, and like I think Vico, you were saying you tried it the other day.
Yeah, my friend have it, and I think it's the coolest stuff I ever tried, and I definitely want to have it at home one day. And it's not that expensive actually. It costs around like the Xbox, for example, but you need to have a pretty decent computer for that. But yeah, it's awesome. Like I played the game, maybe you know Super Hot, maybe not. Easy
Not
game. Do you know it, Ogi?
No.
Kind of an easy game, but I tried it like in a PC. It was cool. Then I tried it on a virtual reality, and
Yeah, I think
that's a thing.
I tried a couple of games. So a guy that I know through my girlfriend, he is actually a VR game developer, and the thing is that
sounds like a cool job.
yeah, he has this. You cannot imagine the amount of stuff that he has.
Yeah.
And he's also making his own game, and there is different stuff.
Yeah.
What I would say, I don't know, the format of it is, it is there, it exists, but I think for it to actually become what it is, there needs to be some improvement. So I don't feel that it's the final iteration.
Okay.
But I think it will happen like in 2 years or 3. You see,
Whatever.
like, in the speed of it, it's crazy.
But what I would like to say is that I really did not enjoy the experience.
Okay.
The whole, maybe because I'm not a gamer as much, I don't know.
No,
I
but
like
it's
to
not
play
even games. Like, you can do a roller coaster experience. I don't know. Did you had it?
No, but I know about it. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like you feel it, like you're there.
I don't
But
have the video now.
I don't go do the roller coaster. I don't do it in VR.
Well, but
I did it in VR, and I was shouting, but like never before. I was totally scared, afraid, holding the chair, and because they recorded me what I'm doing, and I was moving like this in the chair like a retard.
Yeah,
And
for
after 40 seconds, I needed to pull off the glasses because I almost vomited.
Yeah, for some reason, people like to enjoy other people in VR because how disconnected it is.
But you have a lot of possibilities, I think, in VR. Like, even in the video stuff, you can set up, I mean, you have a lot of.
You can set it, but it would be like a theater play, and you're in the middle. It's like, I think also in terms of video, it kind of removes it doesn't remove completely, but removes your power of actually telling, oh, now you should be looking at this, now you should be looking at that, like, which is something that we do as filmmakers. Let's say we put the attention here or there. Yeah.
No, but you are saying like that, like if it was a replacer of the video. I don't think it's a replacer. I think it's a new thing that is coming up. and
Yeah.
like that, it's good. Not a replacer. Like I hope.
Even like
of course,
when it
videos
comes to
exist.
gaming, for example, like it was with the Kinect that you are actually gaming, but you are moving a little bit, so it's much better than just to sit. And that's the same. You are holding the two controllers, and you need to move. And literally, there is that game, the light Beat Saber, when the
Yeah,
music
I
is
played
playing
that
on. So
one.
listening the music, and with lightsabers, you need to move in a exact direction.
Yeah.
I sweated through my whole t-shirt, like I jumped out from the pool, and it was just 15 minutes of playing.
Yeah. I see that. I also have for Nintendo something. The Ring Fit.
That thing is terrible, man.
I don't know. For me, it's cool. Anyway, yeah, we were
Yeah.
360.
We didn't
video.
mention 360 video. I mean, we mentioned, but we didn't answer that part of the question.
I've played with a 360 camera like recently, and the process is still trickier, like complicated. In like you have to take the footage, you have to choose what you want. It's like, but the possibilities are amazing. I can just put it's better than a GoPro, or I think it works well as one of those, like an action cam, like where you're not actually filming something that you planned, like you're gonna do something cool and you want to record it, like so. Like I don't know, you
Thank
can put
you.
it on
Now
your
I know
head
how it
and
works.
go fly, or go drive down a hill in a bicycle or something. But like, and you record everything around you, so you can choose after. Like you say,
Want-
okay, now I want this angle, now I want that, etc. And that is interesting. The possibilities are interesting for that, and the stabilization, all those things. Like technology normally is interesting, at least for me. I don't know, it's new technology.
But I think
if people
sometimes
will
the
watch
best.
360 videos, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It'll be like, what did I lose? Like in the, what? Like, you know, like you missed the point, I think. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe it's cool as like this. Imagine like I put a 360 camera in a festival, like in the middle of the crowd, and you can watch at home, and like you're in the festival. Like you can just look at people that are next to you, or you can look at the stage. Like that could be interesting, I guess. But like an actual video directed in that, like I haven't seen one that is
Okay.
super interesting. Yeah. What I saw is the other day, like holograms. Actually, that could be cool. Like the video I saw was like a museum of Holocaust. So like basically they recorded Holocaust survivors, and the whole idea behind it was they are really old, of course, already. So they will eventually disappear, and there won't be any more Holocaust survivors to tell stories about Holocaust and so on. So the idea was to record them holographically and to have them in the museum, and to program it in a way that I can ask him a question and that person will answer something, which seems super cool. Like, I don't know, like some sort of immortality and much more direct, let's say. But it also reminded me of a Black Mirror episode. I don't know if anyone saw.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's cool, but if the people allow, like, I don't know, like, there was like a show that the hologram of Tupac appeared, you know?
Yeah,
And
he did the whole concert, no?
yeah, and that raises like a moral issue, like, I don't know, if that it's like, if you want to be on an hologram forever talking about,
Yeah.
okay, but
What I want to ask you is deep
Uh,
fakes.
Yeah, actually,
that's another thing.
we had an
Yeah,
example in the
Rui, there's a question
Okay, tell me.
from Tiago.
Okay.
Did you bike downhill, Rui?
Yeah, maybe when I was younger. Now I don't risk that much, to be honest.
Do you
Whatever.
what? Do you what?
I don't risk that much. Did you bike downhill? I guess.
Ah.
No, but in terms of the deep fakes, even in the beginning we had a deep fake basically where I took the North Korean TV host's video and I put a face of a friend of ours there, and this was a joke during a project we had. Like I decided to reuse it today. It was super easy, like. It was insanely easy. I thought it would be super complicated to do it, like, and I think I didn't even do it the easiest way. I think there were easier ways to do it. So deep fakes, it's a really tricky subject because it can be obviously used for a lot of bad things.
Yeah, it can be dangerous.
But it's super interesting actually how it works
Yeah.
for me. Technology-wise, it's like, wow. There's a computer creating a face, like
now they even have
pixel by
voice
pixel, or
voice
Yeah.
deepfakes or something like this.
yes.
For me,
It-
that's
it-
even
It
I don't
will
know.
be tricky. I don't know. I think we will have to invent the mechanisms to find
There-
out.
there
if
actually-
they are-
Find out if it's fake or
Actually,
not.
there is. So how they develop these deepfake algorithms?
Yeah.
They put deepfake algorithm next to a deepfake detection algorithm.
Mhm.
So deepfake creates it, sends it there, and it tries to see if it is a deepfake. In this way, you have like a ping pong, making it better and better.
Yeah, but you just need
But
one
for
person
me-
that we just need one person to do it without that safety measure, and you're right. Like I think to develop an algorithm that doesn't have the fail safe, like that sends it to the other one and to check if it's
No,
fake or
but
not.
this is how they develop. The thing is, in order to make it better, they send it. So not every
okay.
video that is created by AI sends it to the
Mhm.
other AI. But this is what my sister told me, and she's studying English techniques. No, for me it's even freakier the voice one, because somehow I don't know, you can. It's much easier to physically represent an image or video, so it's a bunch of pixels.
I've tried with the voice as well. Like I was looking for it. I wanted to play with it. Like and like after the first or second sentence that the computer repeated in my voice, I just like, okay, I'm not touching this anymore. I don't want to. I don't want anyone to be able to reproduce my voice. So I just deleted it. But yeah, I don't know. We will have to. I think we always had this problem of if is it fake, is it not fake? Like manipulation is in video
Yeah,
and in photos always existed. So it's just like this is much more accurate, let's say. So
Before we finish, does anybody have any questions?
yes,
Out of 17,876 people watching.
77.
Sorry,
yeah, okay.
somebody joined.
Yeah,
Is there?
I think we
I would
covered.
like to hear. I would like to hear. Is there anybody out of people that were watching, maybe our previous participant or somebody else, that wants to actually do any video, or we managed to shoo him off with our story?
Okay. They can leave the comment, or maybe if they're fast enough, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, and this is basically the end of this first edition of the Cool Collaboration Stay-at-Home Sessions. It was an interesting week for me and Vico that were here every day, and it was a bit of hard work, but to actually sit here and put all of this thing together. And maybe we will do it again. I don't know what do you think, Vico? Like,
Yeah, definitely we could. I just wanted to mention and remind all the people that we are doing it with our friends and participants from the project. So if you like this idea or like this project, or you think you have some info or some knowledge you want to share and you want to try it out this way, feel free to contact us and we can arrange something and you can be involved in the next episode of the stay-at-home sessions. Why not?
I think
Even if they have any questions that they would like to be answered, talked about.
Yeah, of course.
We can suggest-
We also exist on Facebook, so you can text us, you can contact us, and
exactly. I think it was cool for the first try. I think maybe we will get more people involved. It's like that. Like if we get more people involved, it will get even cooler, I think. So if you have ideas, if you want to do stuff, just like let us know. We'll be here to try to facilitate it, I guess.
Yeah, we always appreciate good ideas and active people. So,
and this is part of a project that CG is coordinating with Ifishagi Nomad Klub for Links and Obczanski Spolok, which is a cool collaboration, which is focused on online collaborative tools and project management. So in a way we're like, okay, now we're stuck at home. We can't actually, we had activities planned that we couldn't do, and this was like we had to do something. Like since we are doing a project about these online tools, let's figure out how we can use it to actually do stuff interesting for us. And that's how the whole idea showed up or grew, and here we are at the end of this week with hours and hours of conversation. and yeah, I think for me it was an interesting experience, but I will probably be sleeping every day for the next week. The whole week. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. I don't know if any of you want to comment on anything.
I just want to say it was really nice and really cool to virtually hang around with our friends, and even I heard some, not some, but pretty much new stuff which I didn't know and really will help me, and I will think about them as well. But most of the credits for this stay-at-home session goes to Rui. I was just opening the laptop and sitting here as a mental support. But so thank you, Rui. Really well prepared, and I promise I will put a little bit more effort for the next time to make it better.
Yeah, also like if you have suggestions for next time, things that you think didn't go well, or the way we promoted it didn't get to you, or like let us know like how we could have done it better as well. From me, that's it. Afonso and Ogi, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
It was very interesting conversation. And we will see you next time when we do this again. Thank you very much. What?
Little Easter egg for everybody who stayed until the end.
Okay. Bye everyone, and see you next time. Ciao.
Till next time. Goodbye.
Hopefully we do it this live actually. But anyway. Ciao.